Hey there, welcome everybody to week 3 of the high school football season. I'm James Yodice, high school preps editor here at the Journal, joined by Ken Sickenger. We're coming off a really good week picks-wise. He and I both did pretty well last week. Unfortunately, we both missed the best game on the board, which was El Dorado and Las Cruces. We both took Las Cruces. El Dorado made us look both very foolish. However, we get a chance to get some retribution this week. El Dorado, the number 2 ranked team in 6A, plays number 1 Cleveland on Thursday night at Wilson Stadium. We're going to start there. Great matchup to start the week.
Absolutely, and I don't know how you could get anybody playing any better than what Gabe Smith did last week, and it's going to be kind of hard to pick against him.
Yeah, Gabe Smith, El Dorado's senior quarterback, he rushed for 310 yards and 5 touchdowns. He threw for 306 yards on just 9 completions and 4 touchdowns. So he counted for 9 scores in that victory for El Dorado, 70-42 over Las Cruces. They looked fantastic. They get a Cleveland team. This is the first time Cleveland and El Dorado have met since the 2015 championship game. And Cleveland's got a running back, Dorian Lewis, who's off to a good start, almost 400 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns through the first 2 games. So El Dorado's going to have to do a good job against the run tomorrow night.
They absolutely are, and you're going to have to do a good job with your stat sheet.
Yeah, so that's just one of the key games that we're talking about this week. There are several really good ones here in Albuquerque. On Friday night, we've got number 3 La Cueva against number 5 Las Cruces. Cruces obviously coming off that really horrible loss to El Dorado. They'll be playing Friday night at Wilson. Cruces needs a bounce-back game more, and I think they need a good performance this week more than any other team in the top 10.
They very well might, and I think that it's going to be quite a different assignment for them. They played against obviously such a good offensive team last week. Now they get a really good defense in La Cueva, so it'll be interesting to see how they do bounce back.
It will be. And on Saturday, number 4 Centennial, which jumped into the top 4 this week in the coaches poll that the Journal uses, will be playing Manzano, which is ranked number 10. Aaron Ocampo, Manzano's coach, used to coach Philip Martinez, who is now Manzano's interim coach back in the day. So this is going to be a fun matchup. Aaron, I think, feeling his age a little bit since he's finally coaching against somebody he actually coached in person. Centennial looked good last week. They didn't play a strong opponent. This is going to be a better test, I think, for them.
Absolutely. Those 2 teams have had some good matchups over the years. I don't know how this one will be, but yeah, they've generally played very tight games.
You know, and Centennial's quarterback, Lance Frost, had a terrific game last week, and I think he rushed for 3 for 4 touchdowns and rushed for another, all in the first half of their game against West Mesa last week. He's one of the more underrated quarterbacks out there. We have Gabe Smith from El Dorado. We have Nick Garland from Los Lunas. There's some other good quarterbacks. He's one of those guys that's under the radar, but a very good player. And Centennial is one of those teams that they may emerge as the best Southern threat this year.
They very well might, and it's going to be interesting to see him. This will give us a look at how good he really is.
Yeah. Now, outside the metro area, one of the key games in Class 5A is a rematch of last year's state final in Class 5A between Blen and Artesia. They get together at Bulldog Bowl on Friday night. Blen is 2-0. Artesia is 0-2 for the first time since 1986. They have not been 0-3 since 1983. You hate to think that Artesia ever has a must-win game in a regular season, but you got to think they want this one badly. They don't want to start getting this season going with a lot of negative momentum.
No, I would think not, and it's probably going to be a situation where the natives will get a little restless in Artesia because they're not used to this.
Yeah,
so.
No. Anyway, so those are some of the key games that the Journal is going to be all over this weekend. We hope you'll pick up a copy of the Journal or read us on abqjournal.com. In fact, that's where you can see our picks. Every week, Ken and I will get together and do this every week. You can see our picks for all the games this week, including El Dorado Cleveland, on abqjournal.com, or if you pick up a copy of Thursday's Journal. We hope you enjoy the games this week, and we'll see you next week for week 4.